Welcome to the Northwest Bruin Football Show. I'm the head coach, Josh Robinson, and this is the offensive coordinator, Chad Fisher. This past Friday, we took on Gordon Central High School. We came out on top 34-13. Very hard-fought game, very big team physically. A lot of offensive linemen, defensive linemen were big, and then their quarterback was one of the biggest kids on the field and was really tough to tackle, and they had a very good running back. They're much improved over the last 3 or 4 years, and I believe they're on the upswing. Their coaching staff is doing a good job there, and it was a fight. But overall, we came out and executed much better than we did the week before. We're still not perfect. We still dropped 4 or 5 passes, threw a couple interceptions, missed tackles, those kind of things. But the penalties improved, the execution, the offensive line blocking was much better on this particular night, Coach Fisher.
Yeah, I thought we came out and had a little excitement and played a little bit harder, a little bit faster. And, I think a lot of that has to do with if you go back to last week, every year you always have the first game jitters, first game hiccups. But I thought we improved tremendously over the week. I thought we had a really good game plan. I thought our kids executed it very well in all 3 phases.
We did. We played a solid game all around. Not spectacular. We definitely have to do some growing, but some good things done on offense. Owen Brooker was 19 for 29 for 246 yards and 5 touchdowns, Coach.
Yeah, I thought Owen had a really good week. And we struggled at times last week, and Owen really bounced back, had a great week of practice, played very well tonight. The 2 picks, that's part of it. That's going to happen, but I thought he was spot on tonight.
One of them was tipped, and the other one, I think he made a bad throw. He would tell you that if he was sitting next to us. He's a competitor and wants to do well, but he tied the school record, right?
Yes, tied the school record with 5 touchdown passes in a game, so kudos, hats off to Owen for a really great night.
Rushing the ball, we actually ended up throwing it more than we anticipated coming into the game for sure, but we ended up running it with efficiency, I would say, because our passing game was so effective. Chase Gentry had 8 carries for 51 yards.
Yeah, Chase has done well. He's been hampered by an ankle injury last couple of weeks, but he's bouncing back, coming back, and played really well tonight.
I thought he was a physical runner.
He was a lot more physical, especially based off of the off-season surgery that he had last year and the injury. So really glad to see Chase get back into the fold.
He's getting his confidence back. He's going to be a big part of our offense for sure. Adrian Reyes had 6 carries for 21 yards.
Yeah, those 21 yards that Adrian got were, grind it out, keep it up in the middle, and he did everything we asked him to do all week and really did a good job tonight.
Ray Morrison at receiver had 4 catches for 93 yards and a touchdown with a long play of 64.
Yeah, absolutely, and as how we ran the ball tonight, it made the throwing game really effective, and his long one was off a play action pass. So really good job, nice catch, nice run, and excited to see what all Ray has in store for him this year.
Preston Neely, after bounce back, and again, he's an honest kid. He's one of the hardest workers on the team, very accountable. He knows that there were a lot of things he did well, blocking-wise, but catching the ball, he really struggled last week. This particular night, he had a great night, coming in with 6 catches, 51 yards, and a touchdown.
Yeah, Preston really did a good job. Really pleased with the week he had. He had I don't think he dropped a pass at all during the week.
Correct.
And really had a great responded with just a great attitude this week, and great game tonight for him.
Matthew Redmond came in. I thought he played really well. He had a couple early drops really on the first series, and then he really settled in and was a big weapon for us with 4 catches for 50 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Outstanding job by Matthew and all the receivers. And, Matthew's starting to get attract more defenders on the defense in the defense secondary, so it makes it harder for him sometimes to get open. And that frees up some other guys who had good nights tonight.
Well, that's the thing, is he may catch 4 this week, 10 next week, and then 2. But the ability to really stop him and make an effort to stop him really opens the door for other people. Braden Morse came in and did a good job. We're really fortunate to have a deep wide receiver crew. Braden had 4 catches for 45 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah, I think so. I think we've got a good group out there, and we've got some other guys that have seen some reps throughout the season so far. And Braden's really come on and really stepped up his game, had a really good summer, and really pleased with what he's doing so far. He's kind of that grinded out guy. He's not afraid to go across the middle. He's not afraid to get hit. and just a physical guy out there when he catches the ball.
Hayden Maynard did a good job blocking. Ended up without a catch. Hudson Gray had his first catch as a varsity football player, as a freshman coming in and getting to contribute for us. But again, he's competing with a very deep group, and he's making those guys better, and they're making him better. And with Hayden mixed in there, it's a competitive group, and iron sharpens iron, and it's a good thing to have competition.
Right, it does, and the competition is really big, just simply for the fact that if one's struggling, one's playing bad or having a bad night, whatever it is, we're able to throw another guy in there. As of right now, that's what we're able to do. Hopefully we can stay injury-free in that position and continue doing what we're doing.
Absolutely. Overall, good night on offense. Definitely some miscues. We're going to go back to practice and get better. At this time, let's take a look at the first half highlights. Here we are coming out of the tunnel on senior night. It was a great opportunity to get to recognize those guys. We wanted to do it early in the year to make sure that we got those guys the recognition they deserve. Here you see Dayton Cowart and Harrison Kiker, Jake Fawcett all in on a tackle, and you can see they're just kind of running it up inside. One of the few times they really mishandled the ball, and we took advantage of the opportunity, forced them into a punt on the first drive, and when we win the toss and defer, it allows us to hopefully get a stop and come back out on defense and do those things and then get the ball in the second half.
Yeah, here we go. We open up. We throw a nice little hitch route to Preston. Nice catch. It's glad to see him bounce back and really get going. When we come off, and we're going to run a little run play to Chase. Chase did a really good job running the ball, keeping his knees up, and really getting the extra yards.
That was a good cut by him right there. Here they are in an unbalanced set, and we come out, and Jordan McCamish and Harrison Kiker on the tackle, and you can see the big quarterback here and several bodies flying around, and we had to gang tackle for sure. There, Aaron King's in the way of the screen. The quarterback starts to throw it, tries to pull back, loses it. Ultimately, we make them punt. It ends up being a short punt, which is obviously in our favor, and the ball rolls backwards to about the 35-yard line here, and we're going to take over on offense.
Nice little give to Adrian, and nice little yards. Keep his feet moving so he don't get rolled up and get himself hurt. Here we go, nice little throw and catch to Preston from Owen. Preston started off, had the first 3 catches of the night for us, and like I said earlier, had a really good game. Here's a sprint out, and we hit Preston again for a big gain on first or second long yards because of a penalty.
Good blitz pickup by Chase Gentry there.
Good drive, good catch by Morrison right here by Braden. Good drive. I'd like to see him lay out there and dive and get that ball in the end zone, but he did a great job getting us in there. And then a little throw and catch to Matthew for our first score of the night.
Yes, and one of the things we're going to have to work on is our guys are holding the ball too loose, multiple guys here. But we have Matthew Redmond on the hold, Yahir Zapata on the kick, who did an outstanding job for us tonight. Here they are. We kick off 2 of them. I believe it ended up going in the end zone. We have multiple people coming up on the tackle. They get a couple of first downs here, and they run the counter. Good tackle by Jordan McCamish. We got to get a little more help out of our inside backers. But again, outside of Jake, there's not a lot of experience there. There you see Jax Brooker in on the tackle. Jaden Santiago making a tackle here with, I believe, Dawson Wheeler, another sophomore that's getting some playing time. Running the screen again. Jake's right there to stop it. Santiago almost gets his second interception of the year. We finished the first quarter up 7-0, but they end up tying it on the next possession.
This is the first play of the next drive. Nice little throw and catch, and we get out there to Ray and let him run, and nice throw, nice catch, good read. Gets any better? Come back here, Ray. Let's don't go into the locker room just yet.
Wasn't it Bo Jackson that ran into the tunnel? But here, Jake Fawcett on the snap, Matthew Redmond on the hold, Yahir on the kick again to put us up 14-7. Here they're running the quarterback keep. Damian Sarrett's up there, again learning the position, but a good tackle by Dominic Smith and Jordan McCamish on the night. 2 tough kids for us that are learning to play. One a sophomore, one an all-region performer. Make them punt. Matthew does a good job fielding it.
Right. It's going to be a nice little gift. I believe this is Chase. Nice cut. That's always nice to see him stop and start and get back to full speed really fast. So good job by Chase on a good run. There's another good run right here. Chase really ran the ball a lot better. Started to show a little physical toughness and really bouncing back from that surgery.
And he was trying to come off an ankle injury, yes. and he fumbled a couple of times last week, and we really challenged him, and he met that challenge. Coming back on defense, I believe we threw an interception here. I can't recall exactly, but we end up stopping them deep and allowing our offense to get the ball back in pretty good field position. As you can see, it ends up around the 40-yard line that our offense gets to come back.
Right, here's a little quick screen to Braden again, and nice job. Preston, like I said, Preston had a great week of practice, and it shows the way he blocked. It was really important for him to go out there and get better. Nice little quick pass to Ray, and Ray gets downfield, picks up 6 or 7 yards for us. And then we run a little quick screen to Matthew. They left it open, so we wanted to throw it, and then we just get outside and let Matthew do the rest now and outrun him to the end zone.
Matthew's just such a weapon in all aspects, and we're so happy with his performance. And Owen had a few short passes, and I know we've seen some screens and such, but he really made some good throws down the field. And again, we go up 21-7. They come back on offense. And outside of a interception and drop passes and one drive on defense, we're really in business. I would say we're about 75% as far as doing the things we need to in order to improve. There you can see Damon Bant on a tackle. Damon's got to continue to work and try to get his shoulder square, but bad snap here helps us go in and in the halftime with the Northwest Bruins 21 and the Gordon Central Warriors 7. Welcome back to the Northwest Bruin Football Show. I'm the head coach, Josh Robinson, and this is offensive coordinator Chad Fisher. Defensively, we improved on our penalties this week, which is a big deal. We had to discipline our kids a little more this week to get them to do the necessary improvements in that facet, because that's going to play an ultra important role. We ended up only having a couple penalties on the night. We did a fairly good job tackling, even though at times tackling that quarterback, who again was 6'3", 225, 235 pounds, was very difficult. And then the running back was a very good player and was able to be shifty and get some long runs on us. Well, actually, probably not really long runs, just missed tackles. We would have them for a 1-yard gain. He would get 4 yards. But overall, they only scored 2 touchdowns on the night, really limited what they did offensively outside of those drives, and really had a pretty good night and continue to grow as a defense, Coach.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought our defense had, that we laid the gauntlet down to them earlier in the week about, hey, we're going to be facing a very physical offense, big quarterback, big running back, and I thought our defense really did a great job tonight of really containing them and slowing them down and doing what they needed to do. A couple of guys in the secondary that had a really good night. Keith McQuaig had 5 tackles tonight.
He did. He's battling a leg injury and has really fought through and shown some toughness for us. Yeah,
Matthew Redmond. A lot of guys in our secondary had a really great night. Matthew had 9 tackles. Really is really performing well on all 3 phases right now.
He did. He punted the ball well for us. He's our holder. He will return kicks at some point. He's our punt returner. He had 9 tackles, 4 catches for 50 yards, and a couple of touchdowns, all that kind of stuff. So he's contributing like a 4-year starter should contribute.
Absolutely. You had Sarah that had 8 tackles. You had Dominique Smith that had 3 tackles. Those 2 guys really did some good things.
Absolutely. Jacob Docker came in with 2 tackles as well. And, we've got to become more disciplined out of those guys. They're all playing in early stages of their first varsity games, playing in the secondary. So there's some challenges back there, but we're going to continue to grow.
Sure, absolutely, and based on with what Gordon Central ran on their offensive sets, our linebackers had a really big night. All of them had double-digit tackles. Jordan McCamish had 23 tackles. He had one for a loss, and he had one quarterback pressure.
Jordan played well the first game, but maybe for him not as well as he could have. He knew that and wanted to improve, and he really did a good job tonight. There's still some areas in there where you can tell we haven't played in a while that he's going to get better on, but he's a very talented player and a very important part of what we do.
Right, and Jax Brooker had 12 tackles, had one for a loss, and Jake Fawcett had 19 tackles and one for a loss. And he had a forced fumble also, I believe. That's
exactly right, and Jaden Santiago was our other inside backer who also had 14 tackles. So those three guys combined. Jax was making his first start at linebacker, but he and Jaden and Jake all rotate and do a good job. Jake's probably the leader with the most experience out of the three guys, and you can kind of see that with the 19 tackles he had. But at the same time, it was a collective effort out of those guys. They faced a big challenge tonight, trying to tackle those big running backs and big quarterback, and for most part, really rose to the challenge.
Yeah, and the other one that had a really good night, probably, I know it's early in the season, but Banta's probably had his best game of the season. He had 16 tackles. He had 2 tackles for a loss. Really starting to step up into a leadership role out there.
He did. He had a good game the previous week. He had a good game tonight. We're going to welcome Tucker Johnson coming back to the team, and he's going to be an important part for us. And he's going to be able to provide some depth, and Banta's going to play a little inside and outside. And, when injuries get healed, it makes you a little bit deeper, and all those guys are going to be better. But I've been really pleased with Banta and really happy for him to come back. He was really our 5th linebacker last year, and he's came back and gained a lot of playing time.
Sure, absolutely. Our defensive line played really well, and it was probably the most physical game that they've had to play, and it could be the most physical game that they're going to play for a while, playing against those big guys. Dayton Coward had 15 tackles. He had 1 sack, and then he had 3 tackles for loss.
Dayton did a good job for us. He's learning how to play both ways. He's not quite there yet because it takes a specific mentality. I would say, even though he's a returning starter on the O-line, I would say playing both ways has affected him maybe a little bit negatively on the offensive side, but he's performed great on defense, just doing an outstanding job for us. And we're going to need him to sharpen his mind more and get more practice and be prepared for those kind of things. But overall, he's performing well.
Yeah, absolutely. And the best way that comes is the best way you get in shape is by playing in a game. So he'll continue to do that. Harrison Kiker had 9 tackles. Alex Starks had 3 tackles. And then Dawson Witter's another guy that had a really good game. Going out there, had a fumble recovery and had 7 tackles.
Those 3 guys combined, and again, every person you just named are all starters on the offensive line, did some things for us on this particular night. So, we're really pleased where they're at. And, some people say, they really mowed us off the ball at times, and that's true. Sure. I would say the average weight difference was probably 100 pounds per kid.
Absolutely.
But our kids fought hard and for most part held their own and slanted and did some things efficiently. And then we had some other guys. Hayden Maynard came in and really contributed on the defensive line for the first time since he's been at Northwest High School, and ended up with 5 tackles. Javin Nicholson, a senior, and Connor Hayes also ended up getting a couple of tackles on the night on senior night. And we're really pleased with the time we got. So overall, it was a solid night on defense. I felt like we improved, but we definitely have more room for improvement.
Absolutely.
At this time, let's take a look at the second half highlights.
So here we go. This is the first play of the second half. Nice little swing route to Matthew. Matthew does a great job. Just stay down line, just keep running. Picked up about 33 yards on there. That was a nice throw and nice catch.
This smart play right here, I believe.
This is a nice scrambling. I'd like to see him keep his eyes downfield up top, but that's okay. We get a first down. And that's one of the things Owen's got to continue to do, is learn to grow and learn to keep his eyes downfield the whole time. Nice little give to Sarrett right there. Nice little run. Keep your knees up as you're running through traffic, and that's one of the things we worked on this week. We get him to jump off sides. We move the ball a little bit. So we're trying to throw a route, trying to throw a little rub route, and Owen scrambles and Preston finds a way to get open, and we dump it in there for a nice throw and catch.
It's good to go up by 3 scores early in the third, and then really after this, we didn't play exceptionally well. We're up 28-7 the next I would say 6 minutes are probably our worst portion of the game, and it kind of was that way on offense and defense. And we got to come back and play better because I believe they end up scoring on this particular possession. Our kids are still playing hard. Just we have some fitting issues amongst our linebackers, and they do a little bit better job of blocking our guys. That big weight getting thrown around on our small bodies has a little bit of effect here coming out early. Good tackle by Jordan McCamish as he wraps him up, and quarterback, their backup quarterback's in at this point, and our guys do a good job of getting him on the ground. But again, we're not showing a lot of it, obviously, because it's not good place for us, which is the way a highlight and TV show goes. But again, our kids are playing hard, but we've got to do a better job tackling. We'll face some physical kids tonight, and we'll be better for it. It'll help us prepare down the road. But again, I've already mentioned they score, and we have a 28-13 lead.
Right, a nice little deep, about 15-yard throw to Ray right here on an outside curl route. Nice little throw out there to Preston again. Like I said, Preston had a great night tonight, and Owen threw the ball really well. Had a great night. Good job, Preston, taking a big hit right there. Hudson Gray getting his first varsity catch. That was a big catch right there on the outside hitch.
We got down there, and that was the one bad throw Owen had that cost anything, and they ended up getting it. They get a couple of first downs, and here's 28-13, and our guys, this was a big play because it got them behind the chains and really ended up allowing us to put them in a bad situation. And they faked a punt around midfield, which is probably the right call, knowing what was going on. We come back on offense.
There we go. We run a nice little gel screen to Lexi Starks out there a little bit quicker. He's tired. He's playing both ways and is getting down there, trying to get down there and get a block. Nice catch by Braden getting upfield. Braden had a big night for us. There's Chase on a nice little stutter start run. Being physical right there on that shoulder, and that was a good sign right there. That was probably the best thing he did, was being really physical. Absolutely.
Here they are down on the goal line, and Jordan McCamish comes up with a stop there. We kind of played it a little safe after throwing an interception on the goal line. Last time we end up punting the ball and coming back on defense, but you can see our guys, Santiago, Jake Fawcett, Jax Brooker, Aaron King, Damon Banta, Hayden Maynard, all those guys, Dayton Cowart, Harrison Cocker, all getting in, and I'm sure I missed a name or two that are getting involved, but we end up coming back with the ball for our offense.
Right, nice little quick screen on the outside, and Ray does a good job running upfield and getting positive yards. And we get him to jump off sides. I think it was second or third and short. Nice little handoff to Adrian. This is a big run by Adrian. Has almost a chance to break and get those knees up a little bit. Has nice ball security, good run. And then right here we're going to run a little play action slant. Braden Morrison getting his first varsity touchdown. Beautiful throw, beautiful catch. Congratulations on that.
Very, very good for both parties. There Owen ties it, and Braden is going to contribute for us. And we go up 34. We end up missing the extra point because it gets blocked. Have a couple of young guys up there that have to do a better job. Here we've got some backups in and getting to play more people, which is absolutely what we want to do. And we come in, and I believe Will Roper's in on the tackle, and Jackson Weaver and some other people, Connor Hayes. We're very proud of that. We finished the game with the Northwest Bruins 34, Gordon Central Warriors 13. Welcome back to the Northwest Bruin Football Show. I'm Josh Robinson, the head football coach, and this is the offensive coordinator, Chad Fisher. So we finished the week out for the seniors very well. We're so very proud of those guys. And again, I really prefer to do senior night later in the year, but with the circumstance, we wanted to move it up in case anything changes, and we certainly, I don't think that's going to happen, but it's not worth the risk. Those seniors needed to be recognized.
Yeah,
Coach
absolutely.
Fisher.
And with so much uncertainty that's going on right now in all around us, I think it was great to recognize them early. It gives them an opportunity to have a memorable night, just in case something does happen. Which, I agree with you wholeheartedly. I don't think it's going to. I think we're headed in the right direction. But it's really nice to see those guys get honored. I know it was great for moms and dads and all their family members that were there.
It is, and it's typically a little more sad because at the end of the year with the senior night, it kind of hits you. We're less than 5, 6, 7 games from losing those guys. But here we at least have a whole season left ahead of us. But if we don't take care of our end of it, we'll only have 5 or 6 or 7 games left anyway, because we won't make the playoffs. But that's something we're going to try to continue to do. We've done it multiple years here, longest streak in school history, and I know these seniors have worked hard and want to do it, and they've contributed so much, and we're so thankful for the hard work they have. But we're a long way from being done. We want those guys to excel, our young guys to play for the older guys and learn from them and do the things they need to in order to be successful. Let's talk a little bit about some other things going on in our school. First, I guess before I do that, kind of along the same page, I have to thank our administration. Mr. Adams and Mr. Harper and Coach Taylor have been awesome trying to get through all these COVID things, and we work together very closely, and they're a good group that put together a solid plan that kind of directed from our county, but there's a lot of moving parts, and they played an integral role in making sure everything was good on Friday night. We definitely want to, it's almost to the point you want to not really stop talking about it, but you want to concentrate solely on football. But I will encourage you to wear a mask, to social distance. Those things are going to help our young men play football. But we're very thankful for our administration.
Yeah, I think I think everyone's got to take a second. And, our administration's under a lot of, it's just a stressful time for them. That we're dealing with the school schedule, with virtual students, every other day with students. They've done an outstanding job of really guiding the faculty, guiding the staff, taking care of the kids, and getting ready for a home game. So they've really gone above and beyond. And as we were talking before, I think we've got a great staff, great administration. They've done a great job, and really thankful to be working for them.
A couple other things that are involved in Friday night. We're definitely happy that Mr. Vanoy and his band were able to get out there. I know those young men and ladies work really hard, and Mr. Vanoy, trying to get everything organized. Our cheerleaders and Miss Enlow and Mandy Crossan trying to get everything together. I know that's not easy. In addition to that, our softball team is off to a very good start. I guess kind of it's in the middle of their season at this point, based off of how things fell, and they're a high-ranked team in the state. And congratulations, Coach Middleton. I know he's not happy, and Coach Dunn and the rest of the staff. I want to keep moving forward and wish those girls the best of luck. We also have our volleyball team, who's always really good. Bounced back after a tough loss recently and had a good week, and has played some really good competition. And Coach Eichert and her staff do a great job with those girls, and we wish them the best of luck. Next week we'll be taking on North Murray High School for the first time in school history. We encourage everybody to come out. It's actually North Murray's first football game, so they should have a large crowd. It'll be our third football game. So, come out and support these young men, and I hope the North Murray fans come out. I hope it's a packed house this particular night, because it really makes high school football fun for these young men to play in front of them. Hopefully we'll report a positive night a week from now. Until then, I'm Josh Robinson. This is Chad Fisher with Northwest Bruin Football.